Good evening, everyone. Welcome to season 2 of The Den with me, Bboy Volk, or Bboy Volky Volk. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for clicking on the video. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Hope you learned a lot from season 1. I'm wearing the same outfit that I wore in season 1 because I'm filming on the same day. That's why, you know. You guys might have gone somewhere. I'm still here. We're still here, right, Max?
Oh yeah, we're still here.
So guys, welcome to season 2. Season 2 is where we're going to be covering the basic power moves. So it's what a lot of people have been asking for, and I'm here to deliver. And for the first episode, I'm going to talk about my conditioning routine and stretching routine that I do. I'm going to put it in fast speed, and then when I want to talk or say something, maybe I'll slow it down or cut the audio off so I can say something or write it in text. So anyway, so here we go, guys. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thanks for joining me on the journey, and let's get to it. I'm gonna cheat sheet here. Alright, so it starts with the butterfly, so we're gonna do that, okay? So whenever you stretch, remember, don't like go full on into the stretch. Go in like levels. So like I'll start really far away and I'll go here, then I'll bring it a little bit closer, then I'll bring it a little bit closer. And so just remember that's how you're supposed to do stretches, alright? Here we go. Is I don't know the name for these. Let's call these up 4. So we're gonna do an up 4. So you're gonna put your left leg out to the side. Your other leg is gonna come close to you here. You're gonna get your knee. You're gonna push up against this knee, and your left arm is gonna go to your toe right here. Then once you do that, you're gonna switch hands. Your right hand is gonna go to here. Your left hand's gonna go inside like a thread. Your head's gonna go inside too, and you're gonna try to look up at the ceiling. Oh man, that sucks. Oh, and other foot too. One is just going to be bending forward. This is needed for tombstones and windmills and going up and stuff like that. So again, remember levels. Start here, then here, then here. Here we go. Okay, the next thing is we're going to do a figure 4, which is your left leg is going to be out straight. Your right ankle is going to go on your left thigh. And same thing, you're going to push down a little bit, and then a little more, and then touch your toes. And then afterwards, we're going to roll our ankle with our hands. Alright, ready? Here we go. Side note, if you're having trouble showing up to practice or whatever, what I'm doing right now is just listening to ambient music and stretching, and it's kind of getting me in the mood to dance. So honestly, even if you don't feel like it, just show up and just start stretching. A good friend of mine once said, if you really want to move, you have to do it at least once a day. So go do your stretching and whatever you want to do, and then just do the move that you want to practice at least once a day. It's better than sitting at home, playing video games, watching TV, smoking weed, drinking, going out, one of those things. Yeah, so let's continue. Okay, so the next thing is we're going to do a split, and we're going to do 2 different variations of it, okay? I said this in season 1, but I'm going to repeat this to what Marcio said. He says whenever he stretches, he's always imagining to how he wants his power to look like, okay? So if you're stretching and you're doing your splits like this. Is this how you want your flares to look like? Yeah? Well then keep going, man. I want my flares to look nice though. So I always try to practice going all the way out and in the way that they would be when I'm actually doing them. So this is how I want my flares to actually look like, and this is how I'm going to practice them. So remember, when we do the splits, toes are facing up and we're reaching down. I know this is not a split. For those who are going to make a comment, we'll get there. Do this one first. All right, we're going to come down. Wow, that sucks. Okay, so now we're going to do the harder split variation. So we're going to go up on our heels. Except now I want you to put a little bit more pressure on your upper body and lean forward a little bit. So this way you're getting a little bit more pressure on your arms, and I kind of feel like I'm holding a flare at this point, so it helps with flares, it helps with air flares, and this is like a good stretching position for your legs. Alright, so let's hold this for a little bit until I feel enough pain that I want to get out of here. Remember, if it hurts, work on your breathing. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Just focus on your breathing. Now, personally for me, just to come out of this like really hurts, so what I like to do is roll forward. So I put my head forward, and I roll out of it. Just mainly, I just do this. You can not do that if you don't want to. Keep your back more like circular when you do it too. That hurt my spine. So I just roll out of it because it just hurts me when I come down out of it. So I like to roll out of it. That's just me personally. Okay. All right, next one. All right, so now we're gonna do our shoulders and our wrists a little bit. I'll talk about wrists and everything else in the video. Don't worry. So we're gonna take our hands. Lock your fingers and out, and then go up, and try to get your chest out, kind of like you're gonna do a hollow back. So chest is out, and my head is facing down. So this kind of hurts for me because during snowboarding season last year, I hurt my shoulder. So doing these sort of stretches really does good stuff for my shoulders. So once you get that down, we're gonna go down a little bit. So now we're gonna lock our hands in the back. I'm locking and then I'm going like this, okay? So I'm locking in the back, out, and then I go down here. And I try to put my forehead is on the floor, and I'm trying to lift as high as I can. This is good for stretching your shoulder. If you put your hand out to here, and then try to do an air chair. Come down here and then push up. So after that, we're going to work on a bridge. Okay, so you're gonna do a regular bridge. Okay, not regular. You're gonna have a couple variations, but a regular bridge. Lay on your back, fingers facing down that way, and chest up, and I'm gonna push my toes and my hands, and chest aiming up. 3, 2, 1. And just hold the bridge. Okay, good. Once you do that, we're gonna do the same thing again, except you're gonna hold it with one hand. Switch between both hands. One more time. Ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. And let go. Trying to grab my foot. There it is. Whew. If you saw when I was doing the bridge, I was pushing up a little bit off my toes and putting my chest out. You don't have to do that. That's strictly practice for doing a hollow back. This part is also optional, okay? Like, I'm working on getting air flares back, so I'm gonna be doing this part. If you don't wanna work on air flares, don't do this part. However, I still think that's important. Right, here we go. So we're gonna do my own creation called Airflare Footworks and Starfish Holds for this part. All right, so we're gonna Airflare Footwork. We're gonna go into push position. Right leg is coming here like you're gonna start a 6-step, except now you're gonna come to here and open up and hold this position. So from here, you wanna bend with your arm and go up. Bend and go up. And if you can, put this hand here, put this hand up here. The same thing, bend and up. This leg comes through, this hand comes down. That was for beginners. Now that's the actual thing. So we're here, here, here. You're gonna bend, and then you're gonna push and throw, and catch on this hand, and then come around. Same thing. That's my footwork idea, don't steal it. On top of this, we're gonna hold starfishes. So again, if you notice, I'm a little bit not completely on top of my shoulder, and you wanna fix that. And if you can, leg up, touch. Touch. Same thing with the other hand. If you notice, my shoulder, my head, everything is above one complete straight line above my wrist. That's how it's supposed to be. Hands up, let them swing, and just swing. Oh, with the body. Big circle with the body. Nice. See, Max is getting it on it too. Now it looks stupid, but if you want flares, guess what you have to do in flare? After this, we're gonna do some runner jumps. All right, so runner jump is, or ski jumps, whatever they're called, is you're gonna jump to one side and squat on the one leg. Down, up. Squats. 5. 5 is too hard. Do as many as you can. Bump it up by 1 whenever it gets easy. Ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so that was the stretching part of my workout, or my conditioning thing. So now we're gonna go on to the conditioning part. Now before I dive into this, if you notice, when I was doing the bridge and I picked up my toes and I pointed my chest out, or when I did my Airflare and I did my Airflare holds or whatever, that part of the stretching and workout is customizable. Okay, it's going to become more apparent in the conditioning part. So don't, you know, if you want to do exactly what I do, go ahead, you know, copy it word for word. But I feel like everybody's body is different, and you need to take what I'm teaching you and kind of just flip it and turn it into a way that it works for you. So for example, I'm working on air flares right now. If you are just starting out, do flares, you know? So, you've seen a flare. How do you practice a flare? Flare, I'll just do a flare. So flare looks like this, right? So in a flare, we're holding here and here. So I would think of like moves that you're holding those freezes. So even doing stuff like this, or even just like 1 foot and holding this right here, you know, like a lot of stuff comes with trial and error. So, you know, try it a little bit, see if it works. If it doesn't, try something else. Stuff like that. So a lot of stuff for my conditioning is basically just me doing the things that I want to practice. So like I'm practicing 2000s. So one of my conditioning things is literally just to go like that. Or something like that, you know? So yeah guys, you're creative. Mold and shape this workout schedule to fit best your needs. Alright, let's go. Conditioning time. The two things you just saw, the flare press ups and the press up with one hand. That is for flare 90 and flare air flare. Still good to have to work whole muscles of your body, but if you're not working on those moves, you don't have to specifically do that. Just keep that in mind. Same length, we're going to do something to help with people who are practicing flares. Okay, so if you're not doing flares, you don't really have to do this move. But still do it. Yeah. who don't know how to do a press, or I struggle doing the flare press holds, so a trick that I use when I teach is we're putting our hips and our lower back on our triceps right here. My legs are out. Up to here, we're going to lean back. So if you're having trouble, just practice this. This is too easy. Lift one leg, and then try with the other leg. And then if you're having trouble doing presses, do a press, fingers down. Don't just jump into it because you're not going to hold it. Push down with your fingers and put your knees to your chest and then lift up. Like this. Okay? So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Lift knees to chest. Push down. And then from there, do stuff like push-ups or move your legs. Another secret is leaning forward. I'll do it again here. Lean forward, knees up. Alright, let's continue. So, this is the part where you do handstand push-ups. I'm contradicting myself by saying this. Is Volk really telling you to use a wall when using a handstand? I can't believe it. I am. Okay, so you can either aim for your buttocks to touch the wall like this, and then you go down and up, and then if you can, try to. Or you can have this one toe touching here. Definitely a good challenge to practice. Very last thing that you want to work on is freezes. So every single freeze that you've learned so far, do it both ways and move your legs in a circle. I'm going to do that right now. Montage. Here we go. So just a quick tip. If you saw me doing freezes on both sides, when I first started doing freezes on my left side, it was extremely difficult just to hold it. And now it's just hard for me to do freezes, but it's not hard for me to hold it. So I recommend, even if it's difficult, try moving your legs on the opposite side just to get your control better. Let's keep going.
I do the same thing I told you that I never would. Told you I changed, even when I knew I never could. Know that I can't find nobody else as good as you. I need you to stay, need you to stay. I get drunk, wake up, I'm wasted still. I realize the time that I wasted here. I feel like you can't feel the way I feel. I'll be fucked up if you can't be right here. You can't be right here. I do the same thing I told you that I never would. Told you I changed, even when I knew I never could. Know that I can't.
Whew. Alright, let's finish off strong. Push-ups, a run, and then one move per practice. There we go. When you do push-ups, I want you guys to do like the lower formed ones, where it's like this. Do as many as you can. All right, 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Don't remember what happened anyway. I was over the pills for real.
Wow, I did not do many push-ups. Okay, so guys, that is what I do almost every other day. If I have like 2 days of rest, I'd usually come back and do conditioning, just to get myself back into the mix of it. And usually I would either do it in the middle of my. I try to do it at least 3 times a week. Once at the start of my practice week, once in the middle, and then once at the end. And then when it comes to the wrist workouts that I showed you, I try to do them every day, except one day. I let my whole body rest on. One day of the week, I let my whole body rest on and do nothing. Not even help around the house. Mom's like, you want to take this out? No! I'm resting, bro. So after you do all that, remember you still have to go on your little run. Doesn't have to be like 20 miles too. Just do like 10 laps, you know, on a driveway back and forth, just to get some breathing going for you. And do that one move a day thing like I talked about. So I'll show you my one move a day. So I'm currently working on flares, air flares, 90s, 2000s, and elbow spins. So I have to do at least one of those moves. I'll do them right now for you guys. Big shout out to Bboy Hawk 1 from Retro Flow Crew. He originally asked me for any tips for like air flare or conditioning, and then it's taking me like 3 months to do this. So sorry it took me like 3 months to do this, Hawk, but it's here for you. Now get to climbing, get to flying. Everybody else, keep practicing. In the next episode, we're gonna go over pirouettes, coin drops, and the power entrance. And then after that, we're gonna talk about windmills, hand hops, 90s, flares, maybe even an air flare. Who knows? Depends on what I wrote down. Yeah. And on a signing off note, I know these videos are kind of long, but if you really cared for the topic that I'm talking about and you really want to learn, you can sit for like 10 minutes and listen to what I have to say. Okay? I feel like the people who want like the fast like tutorial, like 10-second tutorials, you know, like they don't give you anything, man. You know, I feel like if you really cared about a topic, you would sit down, you would spend the time, you'd take the notes, and then you would get off your ass and go practice. Even though in theory that 10-second tutorials are good, but they miss a lot of key things, and that's what I aim to hit with these tutorial sections. Let me know what you guys think of their conditioning. Is it hard for you guys? Is it easy? Is it just right? Probably should have made a wolf reference, not a bear reference, you know, because it's the den and stuff like that. Although, do bears live in dens? I think they do too, right? This is a wolf den, not a bear den, okay? Except Kuma. Kuma's allowed to come here. Anyway, guys, have a fantastic day. I'll see you in the next episode where hopefully I get a change of clothes because I'm done practicing for today. I'll see you then. Have a fantastic day. Goodbye.
You don't have the guts to be what you want to be. Need people like me so you can point your black face. Shawty playing, but she in the right place. I'm just saying, I don't wanna be back in days.
I'm done, man. Listen to your body, acting kind. If your body is hurting, to give it a break, man. Don't get one of these. Don't get one of these. They're not fun. They look cool, but they don't feel cool. Keep practicing. See ya. This is just a little extra bonus clip of what I do for my wrists. Let me just see if everything is lined up correctly. Okay, cool. So you don't need to see my face, that's okay. You need to see my hands. So what I use is a pretty small weight. This is 4 pounds. You could use something like this. Like this is 10 pounds. But when I did my physical therapy, they said to keep it low. Your prerogative on how you want to approach this. Okay? And you also need a 6-incher. Okay, so hopefully you got a 6-incher. All right, here we go. So wrist exercise, music on. Sorry, make sure to put one hand. So make sure you have a stack of bookcases or books. Just so your hand is elevated. There's space here and space here for you to rotate your wrist. And when you do this, make sure it's flat and you have one hand on here, okay? So, all right, here we go. Okay. Usually you do that 3 times each side, and focus on going slow. So it's very like flex, come down, flex, come down. I was rushing a little bit, so my form wasn't so good, but try to do that every time you do it. I think that's it. Just I'm gonna again preface the point of just make your conditioning and stretching work for you. You know, if you're not practicing like one-handed air flares, then don't be wasting your time practicing one-handed air flare conditioning techniques. So yeah, guys, the biggest thing, just make sure that you're molding and you're consistent with your conditioning, and keep at it, keep being persistent. Even if you don't have the time to go to a dance studio and practice, if you don't have enough space in your room to go practice, if you make a lot of noise and you're bouncing around and stuff like that, the best thing you can do when you're in like a cold state is to condition and at least stretch. You know, that way your body is at least somewhat warmed up when you go back into the lab. That way you're not going back into it straight cold. Yeah, so thank you guys very much for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next episode.